everyone, and welcome to Aggie Spotlight, where we take the time to shine the light on Aggies, branding their legacy. Today we have an Aggie alum who was once fighting for her country and is now fighting for her community. She will be hosting her third annual Feeding the Homeless Christmas Dinner. Today we have Rian Mack. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Okay, now you are Aggie alum.
I am.
How has the graduate life been?
I graduated in 2012 this past year. I was a non-traditional student. Since I've moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm currently working as a government contractor there for the military. So it's been pretty good.
Oh, wow. And how long were you serving the country?
12 and a half years.
12 and a half years. Wow. And you went to Iraq?
I did.
You did?
Taji, Iraq.
For how long was that?
My tour was about a year.
A year. Mm-hmm. So you came back from Iraq, and that's when you decided to start the homeless dinner.
Yeah, after being overseas, you see a lot what people don't have, and you learn that you take a lot of things for granted, such as soap, water, just having a roof over your head, all of the above. And when I came back to the community, I realized that we had a lot of people who went without, and that year I just decided that I wanted to do something good.
Wow. Now, what would you say to the people who take things for granted? What would be your main message to these people?
You shouldn't worry about the small things, because when you think you have it the worst, there's always someone out there. This situation is 10 times as bad as yours. So.
Right. And, I mean, sometimes in this dinner, you are giving children their first toy, or their first toy in months, or even their first meal, their first piece of clothing. How does that make you feel?
Well, first I have to say this. I couldn't do this without the help of my friends and family, because when I did decide to do the event, they chipped in and they helped me go out and find food, clothing, and toys. But after my very first event, it was very humbling, because they're just so happy to have one toy, whether it's a used toy or a brand new toy. They're just excited to have something, and it's very humbling.
Right. Do you build relationship with the kids that you help? Have you built relationships with certain families or?
We have. It's some families that we keep in contact with that we've talked to over the years. Then again, it's been so many. I don't know each one of them personally one-on-one, but sometimes when I come back and they see me, they remember who I am, and we speak for a second. So.
Wow, that's strong. Now, it doesn't only cater to the kids, but to the parents as well. How do they express their thank yous? How do they send their gratitude out?
They don't really have to. Their smiles and just seeing them having a good time is enough to know that you made a difference. So, you have a few at the end that come up and they hug you and they say thank you, but, I don't do it for the gratitude. I do it just to help. So just seeing them smile is more than enough.
Right. Well, that's strong. That's impressive. How long does it take to plan an event like this?
Well, the first one we put together in 2 weeks. The first year, because we got back and it's something I decided to do last minute. My second one, we had about 3.5 weeks that next time, and that year we fed about 525 people. So this year I've allowed myself about 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So I think it'll be a little bit more put together, and we're looking to help at least 750 families this year.
Wow, so 750 families in Greensboro. How many families did you reach out to in the first year?
225, I think was the number.
And everyone left with a meal, clothes,
toys, and not just one toy and not just one piece of clothing. They had bags of items that they walked out of there with.
Wow, did you have donors? Did people donate?
We do. I draft a letter up. I first start with my Facebook friends. I send out a message over Facebook letting people know if you have any toys, clothing, anything that you don't have use for that's in good condition, we take that, as well as people buy brand new items. I also sent out a letter to different businesses. Some dentist office out in Burlington donate toothbrushes. So we put together kits, and local businesses donate food, and people just come in from all over to help.
Oh, wow. And you came to A&T today to let students know, help as much as you can. How would you like for the students to get more involved?
Well, I know students on campus always don't have the most money. I understand. I was a college student once. But one thing I do know is that here at A&T, we love to dress, and it's always a fashion show. So if anyone has any old clothing, coats, shoes that they don't need, I would like for them to bring them in, and we would distribute those out to the family.
Okay. Now, what gives you inspiration to keep this going? What inspires you as the coordinator of this event to just keep going? I know the first year a lot of venues were telling you no, you can't have it here. So how did that keep you?
It's what inspires me to keep it going is just if you could just be there and see it in person, to just see a child's eyes light up, or just the parents alone, just to be able to see their children be able to participate in something and have a good time. It's enough to make you say, it doesn't matter how many no's you hear, you're going to do what you have to do to make the event happen. So
Wow, that's strong. That's really strong. Now, how much food do you have to get? How like
last year we actually at one point had ran out of food, and
wow.
we just came out of pocket and sent to the store to buy more chicken, and some other people came in and started bringing, they went to KFC bringing in more. So
wow.
this year it's kind of scary. We're just preparing for 750. We're going to have more than enough food. Somehow and somewhere we're going to make it happen. So
how long does this event usually go on?
3 hours.
3 hours.
And we have like a live DJ.
Oh, wow.
This year we're having face painting. The kids also have access to the basketball court and the soccer field. There'll be a totally separate room just to eat in. So it's kind of like their Christmas party.
Oh, wow.
It's like a Christmas
that's strong.
party.
What could people bring different things? Like if somebody juggles, could they be a part of the event?
They could. I'm taking volunteers. If people would like to volunteer, my email address is Rian, R-I-A-N, Mack, M-A-C-K 1 @gmail.com, and my phone number is 336-254-1721. If they just give me a call, we can sign them up. We're also having another volunteer meeting November the 18th.
And
at the Sportsplex.
At the Sportsplex.
Down off 16th Street. So if they want to show up, the meeting is at 2:30.
Okay.
So that's a.
Now, if people are unsure where the Sportsplex is at,
if you're familiar with taking 29 down by Walmart, taking 16th Street, just make a right, and when you go around the corner, there's a big building that says Greensboro Sportsplex, right by the Walmart.
Okay. And like you said, you can have volunteers to help get food out, or
they can come and help work on the basketball courts with the kids. They can be part of the registration process. The building hosts 2,200, so it's going to be a lot of people, so I can use you somewhere.
Yeah, I bet so. Now, for the families, you register them. How early do you start the registration, and where do you find these families?
Well, this is actually the first year that we're doing registration. We're actually opening it up that they can go to a venue off of Lee Street. But how I find the families is that I go into every shelter in Greensboro, every women's shelter, every group home, and I leave the information, and they let me talk to the people, and I let them know where it is, and they show up the day of.
Now, I'm sure you've heard some pretty sad stories throughout these 3 years. What in these people's stories hits home with you the most?
It's really hard to say, because I was really a blessed child. I have to say I was one of those that didn't want for too much, but just in the way that my parents taught me, I just to hate to see someone who doesn't have a meal, or someone who doesn't have a coat. And one thing that I learned, it's not just homeless people that we're helping, because you have people who aren't homeless that are still struggling. And at any given moment, any of us can be one paycheck away from being in the same situation. So it's not one particular story. It's just knowing that it's so many different cases of how you got there. It could be a veteran that is no longer in the military that just doesn't have a place to stay. It could be a person who had a master's degree whose job laid them off, and now they're in a bad situation. So it varies.
You're right. Well, that's strong that you cater to so many people and so many families. What would be the biggest message you would send out to these people who are struggling? If you could inspire them some type of way, what would you say to them?
Don't give up. Everybody goes through a rough spot, but as long as you keep the faith and you pray and you have a vision and you keep going forward, you'll overcome. You'll overcome.
Do you think about teaming up with people such as 102 Jams, and they do the bus every year, or have you thought about teaming up?
I haven't thought about that just yet, but I will say stations like 102 Jams have been great. Tasha Makia allowed me to come on and do an interview to spread the word to get more people to help. So even though we don't work with each other directly hand in hand on the same project, they play a huge role in helping me get the message out of having one more place for a person to come to. But I would love to work with them with different events and A&T as well, and things that we have in the future.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, we are going to take a quick break, but we will be back to talk more about the dinner. Stay tuned.
This is our world. It's a place of wonder, a place of opportunity. It's also a place that graduates of North Carolina A&T State University enter with grand ambition. Classrooms, hospitals, corner offices, laboratories. These are the places where our students flourish. It's proof our graduates leave here prepared for the careers that await them. It's why you'll find Aggies everywhere, making a difference in the world.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Aggie Spotlight. We are still talking with Ms. Rian Mack here, who is doing her 3rd annual Feeding the Homeless Christmas Dinner this year. We have Lavasia Miller with us today.
Taylor.
Lavasia Taylor. So, how did you guys meet? You guys actually met, you told me, before y'all deployed to Iraq?
We were a part of 2 different units, and I joined her unit to deploy over, and that was the first time meeting her, and she became one of my soldiers, and we became pretty good friends from there.
I see some
We're best friends.
So, Lavasia, how do you feel about the dinner?
I'm excited about it this year. The past 2 years, we just got more creative. The first year, like she said, we had 225 people. The second year, 500, and this time we're going to do 750. And then we have in the sportsplex, we have a lot more room to do what we want to do. The first 2 years, it was kind of a constraint. So this year, since it's at the sportsplex, you know, you said we're going to get face painting, basketball, stuff for the kids. It's going to be more interesting for the kids than for the parents, I think.
And so you're still a student here at A&T, right?
Yeah, I graduated in May. I'm an economics major.
Oh, wow, okay. Okay, so how would you tell more students to get involved? Do you think more students should get involved in this event? Or
Definitely. I've been telling students that's in my class and, you know, in the business building that, you know, if you graduate in December, if, you know, you don't want to take all the clothes, all the shoes with you, or if you have, you know, siblings that has toys, you should let me know before you leave because, you know, graduation is the day before. So I'll come to your apartment and pick them up, you know, and I'll just keep them at my place so you don't even have to, because I mean, I know people are going to be busy with graduation, so I'd rather just come there, or you could just bring them to me on campus and I can get them. And, you know, want to make sure everybody on campus know about it, because with people leaving, you know, they just simply just throw things away. Right. Instead, they can give them away.
Is it only limited to clothes? Being that students are leaving, can they donate furniture, computer desk, anything like that?
We're open to any of it. Any of it can come.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and they can bring it straight. So if you don't want to throw your stuff away, y'all can bring it straight to them. Bring it to the sportsplex.
Well, not to the sportsplex. Actually, Vasi will give her information. We can pick it up. We also have a truck that someone donated this year, which is a U-Haul truck. Oh, wow. So if we need to come around to pick it up, when they contact us, we'll make arrangements for them to show up with Vasi, and we'll get it off their hands.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So students are going to donate. Students are going to give. We're going to go ahead and speak that into existence. But what is the biggest thing that you want students to take away from something like this?
I guess I have a motto that people need to understand, and it's just that ordinary people can make extraordinary things happen. If you just come together, a lot of times people think, oh, I'm just one person, I don't make a difference, but just like one vote counts, one person counts when it comes to helping someone else. And if you reach down and help someone up, it'll make you feel better, you know, bringing somebody up.
Wow. Could people cook? Could students?
Yeah, if people can. I don't want anybody to poison anybody, but yeah, they can cook if they want to come out and bring whatever their specialty is. What do y'all make in college? Oodles and noodles? It's been a while.
You know, I might whip up some spaghetti. You know, I might make a little banana pudding or something.
Well, they can bring some food out if they would like. And one thing that I would like some of the Aggies to do when they come out, if they choose to volunteer, I would love to have some fellow Aggies in some Aggie gear. And because we have some of the news stations out that day, and it'd be great to show that us here at A&T know how to come together and make things happen. So
okay,
that would be great.
Lavati, would you like to give your information?
Yeah, my phone number is 252-864-6030, and if you need to email me, it's Vasi Taylor, VASITAYLOR @yahoo.com.
Okay, and you guys are going to put flyers out around campus, right?
Right.
So again, these are the flyers. Be looking for these flyers around campus. If you need the contact information, again, their information is on here. Both of you guys are just...
It'll be both of them on there.
Both of them, okay. And so, one more question I want to ask. What type of entertainment do you guys like to have at this event? Is it more the old school? Is it the new school?
We have a mix. We normally have a hip-hop DJ there. So you get anything from the wobble to...
Oh, man.
What do y'all listen to?
everything.
Everything. It's the clean and edited version,
Yeah,
but
everything's edited.
we do a little bit of everything. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, folks, be looking for these flyers around campus. Once again, this is Miss Rian Mack and Miss Lavasia Taylor. Not Miller. And they will be looking for you guys to donate coats, jackets. Like they said, you can cook, you can do whatever you need to. Just give out, take this time to give out in the Christmas holidays and enjoy this event.
That works.
Anything you would like to say?
Can I give my information one more time?
Yes.
It's Rian Mack, RIANMACK. My phone number is 336-254-1721. You can reach me by email at ryanmack1@gmail.com. And our interest meeting for volunteers is November the 18th at the Greensboro Sportsplex at 2:30. Even if you can't get in touch with me, just show up and just say you're there for the Homless Drive, and I'll tell you exactly where to go. So.
Wear your Aggie pride, wear your blue and gold.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Miss Rian Mack and Miss Lavasia Taylor for coming out. You know, this is once again a tremendous effort in the community, especially for someone to be doing it by themselves. You know, it's radio stations out here doing stuff like this, but the fact that you are doing it yourself is really, I commend you. I give our hands to you. So
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming out. Thank you for coming out.
Oh, you're welcome.
And this has been another edition of Aggie Spotlight. We'll see you next time.